Hi, welcome to Passion Fruit, where passion comes to light. My name is Parimala from TeluguOne's Segments by Parimala. We're honored today to have Srimati Nandini Kambi at the studio. She's a celebrated Carnatic vocalist and a music educator located in Frisco, Texas. And I actually know her from Nashville, Tennessee as well. And currently, she's a director of Madhura Dwani Music School director, and where she nurtures the next generation of Carnatic musicians. So today we're in this interview, we'll talk about three fascinating aspects of her musical journey, which is multifaceted artistry and her teaching, and also the challenges that we face today in a digital world in performing Carnatic music. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, Parimala.
Hi, welcome to Passion Fruit.
Thank you so much for having me. Namaste, everybody. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. It's very nice to meet you after quite a few years.
I know. I was really shocked to see you. I kind of guessed it was you.
Yeah.
But
and as you said, yes, we have a Nashville Connect. I lived in Nashville, Tennessee for many years. And then I'm here now in Dallas, the Frisco area for about 15 years now.
15 years. And even with Nashville to Frisco, the connection is also the music.
Yes.
From Dr. Mahadevan to here.
Yes. And your parents were very involved with bhajans and satsang and all that. And I was involved with that. Yes, there's always a music connection going around. Yeah.
I've always known that you're a musician. I mean, you can even tell when you sing, right? I didn't realize you were a composer. You're an educator, like you actually teach music in addition to performing. To have all these skills and to manage them and to be excelled in it, how do you manage all that? Is that an easy thing?
Excel is a very big word. I don't think I'm excelling in any of that. I'm just wearing different hats, but they're all music. It all has to do only with music. I've grown up with music. You know, my family, my parents are my first gurus, my grandparents, in fact, and then my parents. And then I've had a guru who'd come home and teach me, Sri Satyanarayana Garu. And then I went to Chennai to do some advanced training. So it's always been music. And I think composing, if you have to say, my grandfather was a composer.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking it's just genetic, a little bit filtered down, diluted and has come to me. I'm not going to say I'm a big composer, but I just love composing.
So what inspires you to compose? Do you a certain incident or?
It could be an upcoming event or it could be something where a parent or a friend gives me a set of poems and says, do you want to, add some music to this and compose? So that is the motivating factor. So something has to be there for me to, something upcoming. Like if you say, I want you to compose something for, an upcoming festival, or a student's parent says, we want to perform this. Could you, do something? So somewhere something like that comes across and I'm motivated to compose. And also spiritual factor, if you see a lot of these stotras and shlokas that I sing. So every time I want to sing, I don't want to copy somebody else's, because in today's world you can't. Everything is copyrighted. But for many, many years, I've always looked at something and thought, I want my identity there.
Oh.
I want something of mine. I do not want to just pull something somebody else has done and claim as, my creative project. So that's one more reason that I, like to create and compose. So I like it to be me somewhere, some little touch that should be there.
Says Nandini
has put some effort has put some effort in it. So that's how my composing comes into the picture. And the third part you said was teaching. So I've never wanted to teach. I don't think I was groomed to teach. Whether it's my family or my gurus, they've not groomed me or trained me to teach anybody. They've always groomed me to be a performer.
Yeah.
So that's how I've always had. My focus has always been performing. But, coming here to this country, anywhere you sang, people would ask you, could you teach me that?
Yeah.
Even in Nashville, when we began our life in Nashville, and every time I sang at our temple, somebody would always say, I want to learn.
Yeah.
Can you teach this? You're just very enthusiastic that people are interested. Okay, let me teach you.
Yeah.
So I've never wanted to teach, but then I've not hesitated I've not said I don't think I can teach you. I've always wanted to teach. I'm like, okay, I'll teach you. Just teaching. And then I always felt while I'm teaching, I learn a lot.
Of course.
The more I teach, I felt that will kind of improve my skills, because it's now out in the open and somebody is looking up to you.
Yeah.
And so you have to, be very careful. And so that's how teaching also started. And then I just got into it. I started getting passionate about teaching. And, that's how I do all these three.
Three things. Some people are good at an art and but can't teach, because it's hard to teach something, even if you're good at it. Did you find that as a challenging aspect when you first started?
No.
No?
And I would say I have to give thanks to my guru. He's Gadi Shri Satyanarayana Garu, Bangalore. We are from Bangalore. He would always urge me to teach the younger students or anybody that's in a younger level than me. And I remember him telling me all the time, he would say, you should be a guide to somebody. He always said, you're a guide and somebody's looking up to you. So you shouldn't, hesitate from teaching. You should always be ready to teach. So I've never found it difficult to teach. My mother was a musician, so there were music classes at home all the time. Every evening there's classes going on, and if she's not available, she would always tell me to handle the class.
Oh.
So, you just get into it, right? It's just second nature to you. Correct. And as you said, it's not easy to be a performer and a teacher. People who perform, they find it very difficult to teach, because teaching requires a lot of patience.
And also, every student has a different way of learning, and you have to think about their...
True.
Right? It's tough.
So that's why I've learned I'm not a patient person at all. People who know me know I'm very, I don't have enough. But this career has taught me to be extremely patient, because my student can be 5 years old, my student can be 50, my student can be somebody who doesn't know music, or somebody who does not have a good voice and needs training, or somebody who's extremely good. So then I have to tailor, like, okay, this child or this student is way beyond the other. So how are we going to challenge that? So it becomes a huge research process where you have to sit and do it. I've learned over the years. I've learned every class, every student has been a lesson to me.
So obviously, I don't know if you've taught in Nashville, but your school...
Yeah, I have.
You did?
Yeah,
okay. So your school, is it based in Nashville or in Frisco?
In Nashville, we didn't have a formal setup. In those days, I just taught them. I think around 2004 is when this name Madhura Dhwani music school was coined by a visiting artist from India.
Okay.
He was visiting, and then I said we always do a recital just to kind of motivate ourselves, and he's the one who coined this Madhura Dhwani. So since 2004, we have this name Madhura Dhwani. And I think only Dallas helped me to register the name, give a nice umbrella to this music school and get serious about it.
How many students do you have?
Right now, maybe about 75 to 80.
That's a lot. Okay.
That sometimes it is a lot, sometimes it's not.
For someone who says, I'm not patient, you do teach for a lot of people. Yeah. Is there a particular ragam that you get attracted to? That you go... Like, really, and do you tend to feel very compelling to teach everyone? Listen to this one.
I'm not compelled to teach a ragam because I'm catering to that student's level of processing and grasping. So I can insist on my favorite ragas on a child unless I know, a child or a student, unless I know that they can actually reproduce what I want them to, or at least do what I'm able to.
So what's your favorite one?
My favorite ragam, there's quite a lot, but I like Brindavana Saranga. I love that ragam a lot. And I like ragas which are very melancholic. There's a little underlying sadness to the raga. I don't know. It kind of, it brings out the best emotions. That's what I feel personally. But yeah, there's a lot of ragas. One, I just mentioned one. Brindavana Saranga is one of my favorite ragas.
Learning music in India is a different thing. Learning music in US is a different thing. And I think I say this all the time to many people. you see a platform to perform in India, maybe a lot more opportunities. Do you feel like students who are learning in your school also has that ability and a platform to opportunities to perform here?
Oh yeah, we are in Dallas. I mean, if we were in a very small town or somewhere, I would have said we're struggling to find opportunities. But Dallas is, we are struggling to say no to opportunities.
Yeah, wow.
There are so many different organizations. There are so many religious organizations. There are temples. There are so many different patrons of music who are constantly offering opportunities to students, to teachers, youngsters, talented, even for kids who are not so talented or still in the journey of processing. There are opportunities for them to get over stage fear, to get over, any kind of fear, right? A public performance, a stage, microphone, how do you sing? So there's a lot of opportunities here in the Metroplex, definitely. I mean, I don't think there is dearth of opportunities here. And I also personally, from my music school, I create opportunities for them. I'm constantly doing certain festivals. We call it a solo festival, we call it a duet festival, and I'm constantly picking students to be able to sing and same thing, get over fear and get more confident and start enjoying the music.
And motivates them, right? It gives them a purpose of why they're learning.
Definitely. That's the word, purpose. Like a goal, like something, small time goals, and say next month you're going to sing this. Let's get up for this. Definitely.
Do you find it very difficult to motivate the younger generation about the art of Indian music or anything?
I find it difficult to motivate the older kids.
Oh, really? They know, the more you know, the harder it is to crack, I guess.
Especially, I think here in the US, we are multitasking in so many ways. And from our Indian community, we really we stress on too many things on our children. We want them to study well. We want them to be involved in sports. We want them to do music, dance. I mean, the list is endless.
Correct. Their schedule is a lot busier, weekdays and weekends.
But we are the ones who are doing that. We really want them to do all of these things and excel in all of that is tough. So I feel the minute middle school and then high school starts, these kids are bombarded with so much. Right?
I agree.
I don't think we say, that's okay, you don't have to do these things, just do this. I don't think, right? We want them to do and try out as much as possible before they enter college.
Correct.
And so I find it difficult to motivate my older kids only because they have too many things to do. And yet, I'm trying.
Juggling.
I keep trying, they're juggling, I keep trying. And I also feel they have to be exposed to enough music by the family or at home or with whatever they do. If they're exposed enough, they develop a liking to it, and then they develop an interest. They get enthusiastic about it. If they're not, then it becomes just a chore. It's just a class. I have to be there for half an hour, 1 hour, 45 minutes. I just have to keep doing something, go back, forget about it for a week. Then I come back again. So if we can remove that, get them interested, by, teachers do this all the time, share audios, ask them to listen to it more, just keep listening to it.
I agree with that. I go to a music school here too, and then one of the things my teacher tells me is, go to the performances, go to the programs, listen to it, and get a liking towards it. Appreciate the talent. Just like we watch movies and then try to sing movie songs.
Exactly, and you're right. And Parimala, today's world, nobody needs to go anywhere.
No.
Everything is right here on your phone, on an app. YouTube has millions of videos and audios of people 100 years back, people from legends that have been there from 150 years back, or even a youngster who you might really have a liking to today. So there's so much there. All they have to just listen to it, right?
So I can tell that you love teaching because I can see you smiling, and that really telling the next generation the art in Hindu culture, you know,
Correct,
kind of like introduce them to that culture, because I'm pretty sure all the stories that they narrate through their songs, that they probably will have questions and learn about it. I'm gonna dip back into your composition aspect of it. Do you compose like you know? I know a lot of people do arangetams here, like Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi. Do you ever compose music for those, or is that a different genre altogether?
I sing for dance arangetrams.
Oh wow!
I'm regularly singing after COVID. I've been singing regularly, so I don't compose, but I do create a little bit of something new. I do bring something new, and that also depends on the teacher and what she has planned for the arangetram performer.
Correct.
So I do bring some creative aspect there, as long as the teacher allows me to. I have not composed per se for dance.
Yeah.
But my compositions are very varied. I someday I'm motivated. I take a book of Devarnamas. They're Kannada devotionals. They're Dasara. We call them Dasara Padas or Devarnamas. So I just open a book. I look at a page and I say, okay, I like the way the words are. The rhythm, like there's a rhythm to it, or I like the meaning. Oh, I love this, how this composer's trying to communicate with us. So I will create a tune and I do that. But I also do something where I'm just driving someday and I want to sing a bhajan. So I just say, okay, what raga do I want to? Okay, I feel like this ragam. Let me just do this bhajan. So it's not like I'm composing for dance.
Correct.
I would love to. Someday I definitely want to. I'm not a dancer, so it's going to be not easy to compose for a dance. I need to know the intricacies of dance. Now, for the past 4 years that I'm singing, I've learned more of dance.
Yeah.
So definitely would love to compose. But my compositions are very simple. They're devotional.
Yeah.
They're not these huge musical projects that I can be very proud of. I'm just very modest in saying they're very simple devotional songs. I love it. My students love it. I teach them. So yeah.
And that's the flavor that you add, the Nandini's branding.
Yeah.
You know, I would say that long time ago I asked my mom, what would you want to, if you were to choose one talent, what do you want? And she said, I want to be, rather than doing pujas with the stotram, I want to be able to sing and do a stotram. And then and she said, in next janam I'm going to do that. And then I thought, wow, I never expected that from my mom.
Oh, okay.
And then I thought, wow, she never told us this. So for the students or for your anybody who's learning, not just your students, I feel like now these days, when you're talking about your arangetram and then the teaching, I see a hope, because after they finish their even musical arangetram, they have avenues to earn, right? Not just perform, like they could sing for an arangetram, they can set up their school, they can teach online, compose, they could compose for even any industry.
True. I encourage all my senior students. I try to ask them to substitute for me and teach.
Oh, wow.
And I supervise that because I always tell them the minute you are going to teach, you have to be so careful on what are you teaching.
Yeah.
So that gives you a chance to practice.
Yeah.
And, like I'm telling my students all the time, this doesn't need to be your career, but this could also be, like you said, a nice side hustle.
Gig. Yeah.
Side gig that you can teach somebody, some younger kids, and that will refresh your mind. And it's a great stress buster. According to all my adult students who come to me, they want to come because they always say this is a great stress buster for us.
Wow.
We love sitting there and just singing and love the energy or the vibrations that this music creates.
I agree. And it's peaceful, and somehow you connect to that spirituality.
True.
What challenges do you think that people now face with in performing Carnatic music? Not just Carnatic, any Indian arts now these days. We have digital platform, we have online schools. I mean, there's everything.
Today's world is so so distracted.
Yeah.
They're so distracted. They're so fast. I've been noticing for a few years. You go to a live performance, barely people are interested in the live performance. I'm talking about classical music only.
when you say...
I'm not talking about Bollywood or cinema music or
concerts.
film concerts. Those you are so tuned in and everybody is there, right?
Why is
but that is not there when it comes to Carnatic. It's very few people who are. The rest of them are on their phone, or they leave after a song or two. Like, okay, I'm done. I've heard this person, right? So it's a little difficult to bring in people and keep them in their seats for more than an hour or two. Maximum 45 minutes and they're done. So there's a lot of people who have organizers. If you see, even in our Metroplex, constantly they give you a half an hour slot. Like finish up in half an hour, because nobody's going to sit there and wait it out for too long.
But for any film industry concert,
we all go. We all attend, right? We
hours.
sit there, we wait. It's a delay. We still wait. And then we sit there for 3 hours. We sit there and hum all the songs. We're jumping and everything. That enthusiasm is not there for Carnatic music.
What is it that's different from film industry movies and then filmy songs versus Carnatic songs, and the ragams are also same? Is it the lyrics that makes it different? Why is that one so catchy and the other one almost regarded as a, oh gosh, I have to attend this now?
Okay, so I'm sure there's different views on this. I'll just tell you personally, it might be wrong. I might, I'm just going to say that. So the first thing is, I think it's lyrics. So a lot of people associate Sanskrit lyrics or very chaste Telugu or Tyagaraja or Annamaya lyrics. Or if you want to take Kannada, Purandara Dasa, all the Dasa lyrics, or even Tamil for that matter, all these chaste, very nice lyrics, it's always connected to religion. Correct?
Correct.
It's got a spiritual touch or a religious, or about a deity, or about God, or somewhere, right? There's very few that is about nature. Or very few about an emotion or something. It is all back and forth. You are in that same circle of devotion, bhakti, religious, right? So I think a lot of people don't connect it to fun.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. It's not fun. It something like that. The minute you take a cinema music, it's got a very light effect to it. The words are in your colloquial language. So you connect to it. That's one of the reasons Telugu speaking people connect to Annamaya Padas. Because there's so much they understand, but it's again bhakti. So as Kannada people, we love our Dasara Padas because it's so simple. It's a simple Kannada that has come from, hundreds of years. We connect to it. But it's still spiritual. It still has the religious umbrella over it. So that's what I feel. I feel cinema music is so attractive to everybody because it's just it's relatable. It's relatable. It's about love, and it's about emotions and relationships, and it's in your colloquial language, so you connect immediately to it. Anything here you're connecting, you're always thinking Carnatic classical music is connected only to a bhakti path.
That's what comes to your mind immediately.
So honestly, I think that's where people want to have fun. And they look at this as fun, and they look at this as, okay, this is my disciplined time. This, I have to just say these stotras and shlokas or God is going to be upset with me. And that's how we've taught children, right? Please tell the shloka or God is going to be upset with you. We're not telling them learn it for the love of the tune, the melody. So, but it is, there's a lot of teachers, a lot of people who are striving to instill that, a lot of parents who are trying to instill that love for classical music too.
Wonderful. If you have to tell future students or even current students, what would be one thing that you feel like would continue to engage them and keep them, excel at that art, even after learning it?
Listening.
Listening?
Listen. I'm not even going to say practice. I'm going to first say listen. Don't just listen to your teacher's audio that she sent. Go beyond that. That is part of the practice. Go beyond that. Please go listen to different people. Listen to people from the 50s, 60s, 70s. They are the true legends who set this huge precedence for us. Not just somebody who's young and who's hip and who's famous, but somebody from the golden era.
who are
I mean, and
equivalently
this is not just
famous.
Carnatic music.
Yeah.
I think this is for jazz. This is
Yeah.
for pop. This is for anybody. I mean, anybody who's grown up in the 70s or 80s.
Opera. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, opera music, anything. I listen to all genres of music. I love all genres. So I love listening to some of these old soul R&B
Yes,
music
yes.
compared to anybody new. So this advice is for anybody.
Yeah.
Even if just listen to a lot. That
no
that
language
is a
for
huge
music.
education.
Yeah.
That's a huge education. And please listen to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I mean, don't just limit yourself only to movie or only to Carnatic.
Yeah.
I would say all kinds of music, and that's a great way to learn.
Oh my God. All along I was thinking, oh, Nandini, classical teacher, composer, I better be in my best behavior, put my arms together. But I just learned from them that you actually do script writing and comedy script writing and not just related to Carnatic music. It's just just small short films.
I would say short skits or dramas. Yeah. That's another passion of mine. People don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a different face.
I want to know that.
So people who know me as a musician, seldom do they know me as a comedy writer or a script writer or a director or an actress.
Oh, wow.
And people who know me here, they don't know that I sing.
Oh my God, multifaceted talent.
They're very surprised. Yeah, I love writing. I've done it all these 26 years, 27 years that I've lived in this country. Never did it in India though. I don't know. I think it's because our Indian diaspora, we come up with different events for in Nashville. If you saw, I would be part of every possible comedy and community.
Yes.
So just those were motivation factors to say, okay, let's do something. Let's do a skit. So I've always written skits. I've done it in Kannada and Tamil. I'm from Bangalore, so Kannada is almost as dear to me as my mother tongue, Tamil. So I've done it in these two languages. I love writing comedy.
Wow.
Yeah, I love writing comedy scripts. I don't know how it happens. Love writing comedy scripts. I have a great group of ladies. Surprisingly, I've not had men act in I've not directed men. I don't know why.
They probably are really serious people anyway.
It wasn't intentional. It just happened to be women and we would get together and do it. So I've had women teams and we've done a lot of comedy dramas. We've done a lot of awards. We've gone all over the country and performed.
Really?
At different conventions and everything. So I love writing comedy drama.
We definitely have to see this. Next time when you perform, we definitely...
As an actress, yeah. Love writing very bold dialogues. And so I think that's what the audience like. They don't expect us to actually come on stage and say these really bold dialogues. Comical, of course. But so that's how we got very popular. So I love doing that too.
Are you funny at home?
No, I'm not.
No, you're not? So it's the wannabe funny characters that you...
I'm witty. I don't think I'm funny. I'm witty. My kids know that I have a little sense of wit. And my humor comes out when I'm writing these scripts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I recently was talking to somebody. I was driving with... She's going to see this and think I mentioned. I was driving with somebody and the GPS tells her to take a left and she doesn't. And I said, oh my God, I wrote about 20 years back, I wrote a skit, a short skit on how people would not listen to their GPS. And these were the days where we used to buy these Magellan.
I know,
Tom and thing, and you just plug it in and we had to keep those are the days, right? Yes. So that's when I wrote a skit about GPS. And I wrote saying,
even Seinfeld has
just
it.
people driving don't listen to the GPS. So then my script was how the GPS comes to life. So this was before I even know the word AI. I didn't even know what AI meant. That's when I wrote this. So the GPS comes to life and starts scolding the driver saying, I told you to take this turn. And then he kind of says, it's okay, you can reroute. It's okay, you can reroute. So the GPS gets mad at him. And it was a very funny take on how people don't listen to and the GPS gets really upset with them. I'm sure today we have robots who are going to do the same thing very soon to us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I love writing comedy scripts. So
oh, wow.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Oh, this is a different Nandini that I really didn't know about.
People who are going to watch this are going to find this out. They don't know. They absolutely don't know. My students don't know.
Everyone give her a script to write. And actually writing a comedy script is a lot harder than just writing just a regular story script.
It is. When I watch some of these skits, when we go to perform, we watch other people performing in a short movie festival or a short skit festival. When I'm watching them and it's a serious subject, I actually start thinking of how I can make this funny.
Oh, nice.
Because I feel like this is too serious.
Yeah.
So
There's
something, a humorous
something in
somewhere inside, yeah.
Yeah, that needs to come. Okay, you want to sing for us?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe a comment.
అంతయు నీవే హరి పుండరీకాక్ష అంతయు నీవే హరి పుండరీకాక్ష చింతనాకు నీవే శ్రీ రఘురామ అంతయు నీవే హరి పుండరీకాక్ష చింతనాకు నీవే శ్రీ రఘురామ అంతయు నీవే హరి పుండరీకాక్ష హరి పుండరీకాక్ష పుట్టుగు నీవే పురుషోత్తమా కోన నట నడుము నీవే నారాయణ పుట్టుగు నీవే పురుషోత్తమా కోన నట నడుము నీవే నారాయణ ఇట్టే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరుడా ఇట్టే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరుడా నాకు నెట్టనగతి ఇంక నీవే నీవే అంతయు నీవే హరి పుండరీకాక్ష చింతనాకు నీవే శ్రీ రఘురామ అంతయు నీవే హరి పుండరీకాక్ష హరి పుండరీకాక్ష హరి
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's extremely beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming today and giving time to us and actually sharing about your journey and also about your school. And if someone wants to know about your school and join your school, do you have a address or?
I mean, we're Madhurudhuni Music School. They can look for madhurudhunimusic.com. They can find us on Instagram. We're Madhurudhuni Music. And on YouTube.
Okay.
Or search by my name, Nandini Kambi. So yeah, they can find us.
You heard it. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Parimala. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you to your viewers. Thank you, Parimala. It was a wonderful time spending here and speaking about so many different topics. Thank you to Passion Fruit, your crew. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Until next time, thanks for watching TeluguOne segments by Parimala.